Hey, my name is Craig from Flying Wheels. Welcome to my Flying Wheels YouTube channel. Today is kind of a gloomy video. I'm a little bummed out because my dream car turned out to be kind of a nightmare. And I'm not really sure how it's gonna pan out. I'm just praying, well, I only have one hand, but praying that it's not gonna be another boat story. I bought this Audi at a dealer-only online auction. So long story short, I bought an Audi R8, my dream car. I took it to the Audi dealer and it needed a ton of work. So this video is all about how much it's gonna cost me to fix this Audi, or is the auction gonna help me out at all? I really don't know. I hope they help me because I can't afford the car and the repair costs. I'm in deep. So let's get going. All right, welcome back to my Flying Wheels channel. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels. If you haven't subscribed yet, why not? Click right here or somewhere. Click and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, you can also hit a little bell down below and get notifications every time I make a new video. So this right here is a 2009 Audi R8. This is absolutely my dream car in every way. Why? Because I don't want a Lamborghini, I don't want a Ferrari, I don't want a Maserati. I want a car that I can drive every single day and pretty much afford the repair costs without it getting too expensive. And that's what this car is. This is a 4.2 liter Audi V8 automatic R-tronic shifting transmission in a supercar. It's a reliable supercar that's fairly affordable. It is a budget-friendly supercar. And I say supercar because it is a supercar. Check the Audi site. It's listed as an Audi supercar. This is Audi's first mid-engine car. It's a 4.2 liter V8. Let's open the hood up. So there's a button right here. When I push this button, it opens the hatch. Now this carbon fiber wing was added. Doesn't mess with the hood. This is their 4.2 liter FSI 420 horsepower engine out of an Audi RS4. This is the same engine that they use in the Audi RS4. Now you can see it's carbon fiber all the way around. Now I bought this from another dealer and I really hate to say that I should know better because there are good dealers. I try to think of myself as a good dealer and I know a lot of good reputable dealers. But this one, the guy cleared the check engine light right before it went to auction. I bought it. The auction didn't know that the catalytic converter was defective, but within 10 miles of me driving, guess what happened? Catalytic converter light came on. Uh-oh, I'm only 10 minutes into my drive and my first typical Volkswagen Audi problem. Check engine light came on. Okay, so we have it plugged into my trusty scan. Please don't be PO420. That would be a catalytic converter. Please don't be PO420. Two codes. There we go. PO421, warm up cat. And it came on within 10 minutes. So usually it's like 100 to 150 miles. That's of all 8 monitors, that's typically the last monitor to come on. So what that means is they cleared it because they knew that it was on for catalytic converter, PO420 or PO421, crazy expensive. And then they drove it enough that they set all the monitors minus the catalytic converter monitor. 10 minutes of driving, catalytic converter light comes on, I'm bumming. But that's not all. I can suck it up. I don't want to suck it up, but I can suck it up and buy a catalytic converter on an Audi R8, even though I don't want to, even though I wasn't expecting to. There's a lot more than that. So I took the R8 to the Audi dealer the other day for a full inspection, and it wasn't good news. Here's how it went. So just pulled up to the Audi dealership. I'm gonna have them do a pre-purchase inspection post-purchase. While here, look what I found, 5.2 liter V10. Look at that leather interior. Whoa. Just when I thought it couldn't get any better than what I have, it got better than what I have. And then here's a TTRS.
All right, so here's what we found so far. There is either a suspension or a drivetrain clunk under the car going over bumps. There's an oil leak above one of the drain plugs. Transmission, the take-up of the clutch is good. But there is a shudder and some slippage between first and second, second and third, third and fourth. Tires are different all the way around, so it really needs a set of tires as well. And the check engine light, you know, you saw the cat code. We're scanning it to see if there's any further information on that. The clunk's kind of a tricky one. Once we figure out what that is, you know, we'll get kind of a full inspection report written up with estimates and all that for you, so you'll know exactly what you're in for.
I know what you're all going to say. Craig, you bought an Audi R8 from a used car dealer at a dealer auction. What did you expect? I'm going to tell you all the reasons that I did buy this car. So you might ask, Craig, why did you spend $60,000 on an Audi R8 that's only worth $60,000? Because it's the car I wanted. I knew I wanted a 4.2 automatic Audi R8 because it has cup holders, because it's comfortable, because it's reliable, because it's not a Lamborghini 5.2 V10 engine. It's low maintenance, it's easy to maintain, and it's still an incredible performing supercar that turns heads everywhere I go. This car puts a smile on my face every single morning when I walk out the door. The only downfall is the repair cost, which I expect. It's an Audi. Audis have high maintenance costs. That's expected. Well, once you get into the Audi R8, obviously the expenses go up even more than that. The only thing is I didn't anticipate buying an Audi R8 at full value and having to put as much as I have to put into this car. The description didn't disclose everything that needed to be said. Now this car is 420 horsepower out of a 4.2 liter V8. That is a lot of performance squeezed into a little engine that you can drive every single day comfortably with. Not to mention that it's all-wheel drive. All I have to do is put a set of studded snows, and you know I'm ripping through all winter on this thing. Wouldn't it be cool to just see an Audi R8 blasting through the snow anyway? I think so. Now let's talk about the specs. This car back in 2009 was $119,400 for a base model. Then you add the carbon fiber package, wheel package, paint, all the extra options, and the price goes up from there. 420 horsepower at a 3,600 pound all-wheel drive car is really a rocket ship in a 6-speed automatic or gated 6-speed manual transmission. I prefer the automatic transmission because I want to use it every day and I don't want to be shifting all day long every single day. Now the Audi R8 was the company's first mid-engine supercar, debuted itself in Iron Man. This is what Tony Stark drove. It was loosely based off the Lamborghini Gallardo. And as years progressed, similarities between the Lamborghini Gallardo and the R8 got closer and closer together. And if you sit in a Lamborghini Gallardo today, it looks like Audi buttons and Audi instruments. Now we all know Audi's owned by Volkswagen. Well, so is Bugatti, and so is Lamborghini. You think it's an Italian company, but it's actually owned by Volkswagen. Now, as years went on, Audi upgraded the engine to the 5.2 liter V10. They still had the 4.2 liter option, and then they got rid of it completely. Only comes in a 5.2 liter. The 4.2 liter that's in this car came out of an RS4 Audi V8, which was also Audi's incredible A4 upgrade. Now, a couple things that I love the most about this car is the R-tronic transmission. Now, when I was in high school, it used to be called the Tiptronic. Remember the slap shift? Well, you can still shift it over and slap it. Actually, you slide it over this way and slap it. Well, now instead of Tiptronic, it's called R-tronic, but it's pretty much the same thing, except they added paddle shifters. The other thing I love, flat bottom steering wheel, ease of in and out of the car, I guess. I don't know, I'm not a big guy, but makes it easier for me. I love the upgraded Pioneer stereo. It makes me feel like I'm driving a much newer car than a 2009 Audi. Acceleration, what you'd expect out of a supercar. It accelerates crazy fast and turns around corners just like insanely well. You think you should fly off the road and then it just grabs like a NASCAR. The carbon fiber package was an option. Carbon fiber, Bang & Olufsen stereo, heated seats. You can see here, now this was notated in the description. See how all this is worn? So I knew about that. This, however, was not. I didn't know about that. So I tracked down the previous owner. He owned it for 2 years. Didn't really sound like he maintained it well. He did a lot to the car as far as like accessories go. He did better radio. He did a lot of LED lights. Apparently he put a tuning kit in it somewhere. He said it's all wired, but then he took it all out. When he sold the car, so I didn't even get any of that. He even upgraded the steering wheel to a carbon fiber steering wheel, and then he took it back. He had an awesome Thule rack on it. I'll show it to you right now. Awesome Thule rack. if I keep this car or if I get another Audi, it's going to be my winter car. I'm going to take it to the ski mountain with a Thule rack and skis on the top because I've always wanted an Audi R8 that I can just go skiing with. Right? I don't know. So I was trying to grow my hair on until Corona ends, but it doesn't seem like it's going to end, so I had to give in, get a haircut. My wife has been bugging me for months. Let's go see how she appreciates it. Hey, how you doing?
Oh my god, I love it! You
For
look
you.
so good!
What is this, you ask? This is a spray cannon, a foam gun sent to me from MATCC Car Foam Gun. They sent it to me to try out, so I'm going to try it out on my Audi R8 and see how it works. If it works well and you like it, you can get this on my Amazon store, link in the description. 40% off discount code too in there, in the description as well, I think. Now look at the dash right there. You can see that it's discolored. You can see that the leather is peeling back. That was not disclosed to me, and it's not really a deal breaker. I would probably still buy this car, but everyone that I want to go sell this to, when I'm done with the car and I want to sell it, is going to point that out, and they're going to pick at it, and then they're going to negotiate based off of that on the price. Well, it's $5,000 to fix. Why? Because they can't rewrap it in leather. They have to replace the entire dash. That's Audi's price. Obviously, somebody can do it for cheaper, but Audi wants $5 grand to replace that. So now we're talking $5,000 for the dash. Now we're talking $4 grand for the catalytic converter. So we're $9,000 in a catalytic converter and dash. Now let's go for a ride, because the herky-jerky transmission is all over the place. The single clutch automatic R-tronic transmission has like crazy delay between shifts, which doesn't feel normal. And even the Audi dealer said that it's not. They can adjust it electronically, but it looks as though the transmission has never been serviced, which is really, really scary. So I'm gonna show you how this thing drives. All right, now that we're warmed up, let's try it full auto, not, jeez, holy moly, that's weird. Fast though. It's so weird when it shifts. It's like shifting a manual transmission. I'm not doing that. That was the car making my head. Well, I did that one, but that's making the car. That's the car making my head go back and forth like a manual shift. So I just want to take a second to show you why I love my state so much and why it is so perfect for a car like this. I'm going to turn the camera on and just show you the back roads that I get to drive on. And this car just handles it. Like a Corolla would go 25, this car handles whatever speed I happen to be going on the back road. All right, are you ready for this? Because I don't quite think that I'm ready to go through it again. But I just want to show you what their estimated cost of repair is. The fuck is it? All right, sadly, here we go. We have used vehicle inspection, check engine light came on for catalytic converter, multi-point inspection. Recommend transmission service and adaptation of transmission clutches, $700. Found serpentine belt cracking, $300. Service due for 55,000 mile, $2,000. Heat shield rattling, $656. Bumper strips, $280. Leather on dashboard torn, $5,300. Brake fluid flush, $400. Tires different names, so they want $1,700 for new tires. Four-wheel alignment. Are you ready for this? $598 for a four-wheel alignment. We have AC service, $320. License plate bulb. A license plate bulb is $76.31. Recharge the AC, $320. All right, here's wipers. Wipers, $119 for windshield wipers. Only one horn's working, $477. Catalytic converter, $2,800. Oil leak around cooler lines, $471. And a center cap. Are you ready to find out how much a center cap is? $100.90. So we're talking $119 for wipers, $100 for center cap. How much was the light bulb? The light bulb was, the license plate was $76. So there's a lot of knick-knack overpriced items that were given to me by the dealer, which is expected, but there's a lot of big ticket items that I don't want to fix either. I sent that to the auction and I told them, hey, these things weren't described. How do you want to handle it? I bought a green light. Green light means that they'll back it. And I bought an extended green light. So they're gonna back the repairs for me, or at least they should. We're going to see how it's handled, because anything that wasn't disclosed is considered green light, which is kind of a warranty. It's arbitratable. Arbitrate means I can kind of argue against it, or they'll have to cover it for me, or should cover it for me. So I sent them off that email. I'm going to go to my shop this morning and find out how much of that they're willing to take care of.
A few days later, I received an email response stating, "Good morning, we have completed our review and can offer an adjustment here. Based off our numbers as well as the severity of the damage, we are able to provide a check for $3,000 here. I can send the check out." And right away I responded and said, "Absolutely not. The Audi dealer gave me a bill for $16,000 needed repairs. Thank you, though. I would prefer to return the car. The catalytic converter and the previous dealer cleared is far more than that amount alone. Thank you for your offer, though."
So $3,000 is really not even a realistic offer. That's ridiculous. The catalytic converter alone is going to cost me more than that, and I still have to deal with the transmission. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I use ACV auctions all the time. I bought some really, really cool vehicles, and they've taken care of me a lot of times. If you know my boat headache, they offered to buy that back or offer me $5,000, and I really thought I'd do better with the $5,000. Obviously, I was wrong. But they've taken care of me multiple times. I've bought in cars without catalytic converters, and they didn't announce that, so they reimbursed me the entire cost of catalytic converters. I really like ACV auctions, so I'm curious to see how they're going to make this one right, because $3,000 isn't going to cut it. And honestly, I'm pretty much ready to just unwind the deal. Unwind the deal means just return it, take it back, pretend it never happened. I don't know if that's the best route or what, but at this point, I really don't even want the car. But I love it so much. I don't know, we're just gonna have to wait. So we'll see what happens later on this week. Guys, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, what's the deal? Subscribe down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys all later. Adios.